Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy Tactics, The War of the Lions. In our last episode, the Corpse Brigade executed a daring raid on the Beowulf Manse, wounding Ramza's older brother, Lord Daisadarg, and carrying off Delita's younger sister, Tietra. All of this happened in the context of both Ramza and Delita beginning to question everything that they had been brought up to know, to think about their place in the world, about the relationship between the nobility and the commoners, about the duties of knights to those that they are sworn to both lead and protect. It also led to an argument between Ramza and Argath, which had Ramza banish Argath from his presence. Argath said that it would be foolish to waste manpower on rescuing a mere commoner like Tietra. Before he left, Argath, however, did let us know about a back way into the fort. Well, we were told that Tietra is being held at a fort known as Fort Ziekten Fortress here, and that, of course, a head-on assault would be impossible, but there is a back way into the fortress, and that is what has been revealed to us. If we go through the Lenalian Plateau, then the Fovoham Windflats, we can approach the fortress from the rear. Before we go ahead and do that, let's go ahead and revisit the Chronicle, because we haven't really looked at that in quite a bit. Let's see if anything has changed since the last time we looked. Ramza Beowulf, a knight apprentice of the Royal Military Academy at Gariland. House Beowulf has long been a respected military family, and for generations has produced commanders of the Order of the Northern Sky. Though a member of House Beowulf, Ramza feels out of place among his brothers. Then our other main character, Delita Hyrule. He's Ramza's childhood friend and knight apprentice of the Royal Military Academy at Gariland. Born to a farming family in the domain of House Beowulf, Delita and his sister were taken in by the late Lord Barbaneth after losing both parents to the Black Death. Meeting Argath and Meleuda has forced Delita to question his own place. Meleuda was, of course, the leader of a Corpse Brigade group that we defeated in the last episode, who openly criticized both Ramza and Delita and the behavior of the nobility. Argath, of course, dismissed such complaints as being meaningless, coming from what he refers to as chattel, but it really shook Ramza, and I think it's made him start questioning a lot of things. Alma Beowulf is the youngest of the four Beowulf children. Alma is Ramza's full sister. She attends the Agros Preparatory Academy, and like her brother, was born of a different mother than the elder Beowulf siblings. Alma's bright and cheerful demeanor charms all those around her. Since birth, Alma has spent almost her entire life within a monastery, and has only recently returned to live in the Beowulf Manse. Because of their similar circumstances and closeness in age, she finds favor with Ramza over her elder siblings. Then there's Ramza's oldest brother, Lord Zalbag, the Lord Commander of the Order of the Northern Sky and holder of the title Knight Devout. Zalbag is the second eldest of the Beowulf brothers. His countless victories in the 50 Years' War led to the late King Denabda IV to declare, "The savior of Ivalis is in Galeon, and his name is Beowulf." Zalbag is also a devout member of the Church of Glabados. Now, Ramza's eldest brother, Lord Daisadarg. He is the eldest Beowulf brother and a military tactician in the service of Duke Larg, the liege lord of Galeon. In accordance with the wishes of his late father, Lord Barbaneth, Daisadarg ceded the position of commander of the Order of the Northern Sky to his brother Zalbag. Instead, he became a strategist for Duke Larg, a friend of Daisadarg since childhood. Daisadarg is Duke Larg's most trusted retainer. In addition to being a master tactician, it's also said that he is an expert swordsman well versed in the ways of magic. He was gravely wounded in a recent surprise attack by the Corpse Brigade. As for Duke Larg, he is the liege lord of Galeon and the true-born brother to Queen Luveria, the wife of King Ondoria III. House Larg is a branch of the Atkasha royal family and can trace its roots to King Denabda II, the monarch responsible for the 50 Years' War. Duke Larg served as a general in that conflict and today possesses command authority over the Order of the Northern Sky. Duke Goltana, on the other hand, is the ruler of Zeltenia. Duke Goltana, like Duke Larg, is descended from the line of King Denabda II, the monarch responsible for the 50 Years' War. His standard is the Black Lion, one head of the royal family's twin-headed lion crest. He served as a general in the 50 Years' War and now controls the Order of the Southern Sky, one of the great knightly orders of Ivalis. As for Prince Orinus, the third son born to King Andori III and Queen Luveria, as their first two children died shortly after birth, Prince Orinus is heir to the throne of Ivalis. Few among the citizenry retain faith in their current king, who rarely participates in matters of government, citing ill health. Most realize that the regent, who governs in his place, has the true power. Speaking of which, Queen Luveria, the wife of King Andori III of Ivalis and the true-born sister to Duke Larg. Luveria became queen at 20 years of age and gave birth to 3 sons. Her first 2 children died shortly after birth, leaving the infant Prince Orinus as the only heir to the throne. The king's ill health has left him distant from affairs of government, making the queen the de facto ruler of Ivalis. As for Andori III, the king, he's the 18th monarch in the Atkasha line. Andori III was crowned after Dinamda IV's death from illness in the final days of the 50 Years' War. In stark contrast to his predecessor, who led his own troops into battle, Andori III is frail, weak-willed, and generally ill-suited to his position. He lies in his sickbed as the court hurriedly prepares for Prince Orinus to ascend the throne. Now, as for Ramza's friend Argath, or former friend perhaps, Argath Thadalphus, born at Lafans in Limbury, Argath is a knight apprentice in the household of the Marquis Elmdor. His family was brought to ruin during the 50 Years' War, and it is Argath's ambition to bring honor back to the Thadalphus name by becoming a knight. He envies Ramza, who, despite being of higher birth than Argath, does not appreciate his own fortune. And we saw a bit of that argument in the last episode. Now, Wygraf Follis, the leader of the Corpse Brigade, a group of brigands terrorizing Galleon, during the 50 Years' War he served as leader of the Dead Men, a company of volunteer soldiers assembled from the peasantry. Although they fought valiantly, they were no longer needed after Ivalis' defeat, and at war's end were summarily discharged without compensation. So he's often called a brigand, but really he's an idealist. He's trying to get justice for the people that he once led, and still leads. As for the Marquis Elmdor, who was kidnapped by some of Wygraf's associates, although against Wygraf's wishes, he's the liege lord of Limbury. Marquis Elmdor battled fearlessly against the Ordalian army when it invaded Ivalis in the latter days of the 50 Years' War. Hailed by friends as a Silver Prince for his bright metallic armor and long silver hair, he was feared by foes as the Silver Demon. He is a devout member of the Church of Glabados and an ordained inquisitor. Speaking of the Church of Glabados, Saint Ajora was born in the Lenalian city of Burvenia 12 centuries ago. Raised in Melados, he preached openly about the coming of paradise. This infuriated the Fairest priests, and the Holy Adoran Empire hanged him as a traitor. When Muland, the center of Fairest teachings, then sank into the sea, Ajora's disciples began to preach of his divinity, eventually forming the Church of Glabados. Tietra Hyrule is Delita's younger sister. Both are children of a simple farmer who lived and worked on land owned by House Beowulf. Lord Barbeneth Beowulf assumed custody of both Tietra and Delita soon after their parents were taken by the Black Death. Tietra secretly worries about her brother, who's been sent to the Royal Military Academy at Garland. Tietra was taken hostage after a failed assassination attempt by the Corpse Brigade on Lord Dysadarg. Currently, her whereabouts are unknown. As for Lord Barbeneth, the former Lord Commander of the Order of the Northern Sky, Lord Barbeneth was hailed as a knight gallant, the highest rank in all of knighthood. His countless victories helped to compensate for Ivalis' inferior numbers in the 50 Years' War. Fear of this lord convinced Ordalia to agree to an equal peace, although Ivalis had in fact lost. He died of malady at the war's end. Now Gustav Margif, we met him briefly, was the Corpse Brigade's lieutenant commander, and a former lieutenant of the Dead Men. Gustav was a knight in the Order of the Northern Sky before joining the Dead Men. However, the atrocities committed by the Order, such as the mass killing of enemy soldiers and the sacking of villages, convinced him to leave it. He was slain by Wygraf after abducting Marquis Elmdor. Now, Melioda, we met her in the last episode. Melioda Follis, the swords maiden of the Corpse Brigade and a true-born sister to its leader, Wygraf Follis. During their time in the Dead Men, she served as one of his lieutenants, fighting at his side to defend the realm in the 50 Years' War. Yet, at war's end, the crown failed to honor the Dead Men's valor with just recompense. giving them cause to rise against their former liege lords. Now, this is someone we haven't really met yet. Gragoroth Levine, a knight of the Corpse Brigade. Gragoroth stormed the Beowulf manse at Aegros to assassinate Lord Dysadarg, a retainer to Duke Larg. Although he failed to kill Lord Dysadarg, Gragoroth abducted Delita Hyral's younger sister Tietra while fleeing the manse. The Order of the Northern Sky is in search of them, but has no clues as to their whereabouts. And finally, Arislam Durai. A modern-day scholar of medieval Evolution history, Arislam is also well known as an archaeologist and theologian, and many recall the controversy sparked by his interpretation of the Durai Papers. He's penned such classic works as The Enigmatic War of the Lions, The True Saint Jorah, and The Durai Papers, 400 Years of Truth. Okay, so that catches us up with everything that's been going on. Alright, lastly, before we go on to battle, I wanted to show one quick thing. If you remember, in the last episode, we switched Ramza to a monk job class. Now that means that he can no longer carry, I should say, equip the heavier armor that he bore as a knight. For example, Eleazar here, one of our knights, can wear shields. He could also carry much heavier armor. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and switch him now. Now that Ramza is no longer wearing that armor, let's optimize Eleazar's equipment. If you notice, he can now wear bronze armor and iron helm, carry a bronze shield, and wield a much better sword. Let's go ahead and do that. I don't think we have better equipment for Weistam, my other knight. Yes, we can give him a better sword. I'm going to make sure nobody else that we have has any better weapons. Jennifer, one of our squires who we're going to be taking with us because we have an extra place available now that Argath's left the party, we can upgrade her to a long sword and give her some battle boots as well. And that's actually going to be it. But the point being, if you notice, Eleazar can ready a bronze armor, an iron helm, and all of that. Ramza, now that he's a monk, can't do that. Now, however, as a knight, he was able to get enough points in that job class that he could learn an ability called Equip Heavy Armor. That would allow him to equip all of that heavy armor even though he's a monk, and get all of the resultant bonuses in hit points and everything else that comes with that. I'm not going to do that, and the reason why is I already have a ability in that slot, JP Boost, and I would like to continue using JP Boost because I think that's a lot more practical for what we're trying to do in the game, which is continue to level up, continue to learn new jobs. But that is an option. If I wanted to, I could go ahead and learn Equip Heavy Armor and give Ramza heavy armor even though he's a monk. That is one way of playing the game. Just an option I thought I'd mention. Alright, we need to go ahead and rescue Tietra. Although that chronicle keeps saying we don't know where they are, we were given intelligence that they are at Fort Zeknin. So let's move on to the next location, the Lenalian Plateau. Alright, beginning our battle, we have 5 positions. One of them, of course, taken up by Ramza. Let's set Eleazar and my other knight, Westan, here in the front ranks. And just behind them, I'll put my white mage. And I'm trying to decide whether to bring another chemist or another squire. If I bring a chemist, I can begin having her learn more things, and I might be able to switch her to a black mage. So I can have a little bit of balance here. I already have 2 strong warriors, but maybe having some offensive magic I think will be useful. I'll have my healing mage, and I'll also have a mage who can use offensive spells. Let's go ahead and try that and see how that goes. Let's commence the battle. And we are fighting at the Lenalian Plateau. Ah, look who it is. It's Melioda again. They guard this way as well. No route is left to us out of these highlands. Then let us lower our weapons and raise the white banner. We gain naught by... If I'm to die, I'd sooner do so swinging a sword than swinging from the gallows. I'll not be led away in chains. Okay, the last time we faced her, it was our objective to defeat her, and it looks like it's the same objective again. She is the only one willing to fight to the death, it looks like. If we defeat her, I guess the other ones will surrender. Okay, we're starting off with Ramza here. Let's tilt the battlefield and zoom out a bit so I can take a look here. Ramza's going first, so let's go ahead and do his... I want to take a look at his monk abilities. So, under martial arts, I don't actually have any monk powers yet. I haven't bought anything yet. I did mention in the last episode that monk gets some interesting abilities. One of them is an ability that lets me attack up to 8 paces away along a straight path. I could hit anybody, like, all along here. Or maybe here instead. I can also do a powerful punch, like, about this far away, or close up, do some really strong pummeling punches. But for now, we're just going to have to use our regular abilities and regular attacks to get more points to learn those abilities after this battle. So for now, we're going to use our old standby, Tailwind, and increase our speed. And I'm going to have him stay right where we are. Looking at the enemies, I just want to take a look at them. We have several knights, 2 black mages, so that they're going to be troublesome. We are going to want to close with them at some point because we need to get. They're going to be spellcasters, and also this person, a time mage. Time mages are similar to black mages. They're offensive magic users, but they're able to cast things like haste on their own friends, make them go faster, or slow, or even stop on us. They can be very troublesome. They can affect the order of battle by using their time magics. Now, I noticed she does not have anything but time magics. She doesn't have black magic equipped. So that's all she's going to be able to do. But that still might make her... That might be more than enough for her to give us some trouble. Ramza's just going to stay where he is for this turn. Where is Wygraf? What have you done with Tietra? Tietra? That Beowulf girl Gragoras took hostage. Tietra's my sister, no more a Beowulf than you. Please, she's no value as a hostage. Return her, I beg you. As you nobles return what you take from us, our lives, our dignity, and all else that you have claimed as your own, we ask nothing more than that you return to us what is ours by right. But you deny us even that. You take and take until there's naught left. Save your high-born breath. Your words are wind, and no amount of howling will see your sister free. But I'm not. She doesn't want to hear it. As far as she's concerned, Delita is every bit as much a noble as Ramza. While Argath wants to say that he is no more highborn than Meliuda is. Oh, taking advantage of that Squire ability there to throw a stone at us. It's interesting there that, you know, Argath refuses to see Delita as highborn. Meliuda refuses to see him as anything but. I want to check the turn list after this person's turn real quick. Alright, after this next person, Emeria, goes, we're all going to get to go. Then the Time Mage is going to cast Haste, and then Madison is going to cast Fire. I just want to see where that spell's going. Looks like it's going to go on that spot there. Oops, sorry. Yeah, right on that spot, but it's not focused on a unit, it's focused on a place. So as long as I don't step on any of those squares, I should be safe from that fire spell. Unfortunately, I don't think Delita gets to go before that spell goes off. So Delita is going to get hit by that fire spell. Alright, meanwhile, Emeria is going to go, and then it's going to be our turn. Alright, first our knight. Wystan. Let's see, I could move up and attack this person head on. I would love to be able to get to this black mage and stop him from casting. But that's not going to be possible. I need to avoid any of these squares. So if I do step here, I will be safe. I think I'm going to avoid that. I'm going to move up here. We're going to make them come to us. Same thing with this mage here, with this knight here. Alright, our chemist, I'm going to move her next to Delita. Sorry, I spelled it the wrong way. She should be safe from the fire spell there. And she should be able to help out by throwing potions if need be. As for our white mage, I'm going to move him up here out of the way. And I'm going to have him cast Protect. Actually, not Protect. I do not have the ability to cast the magic version of Protect that protects against spells. Protect just works against physical attacks. Still, Delita is going to be hurt after this spell goes off, so let's give him a Protect spell. We'll cast it on the unit and not the square. And hopefully it helps. Alright, she cast Haste both on all three of those people, and it worked on all three. So those mages are going to have haste on them. That's going to make them a little scary. And it missed anyway. It didn't go off. Alright, he's casting Fira. Which, luckily, it did not hurt Delita too badly. Okay, it's Ramza's turn. I can move him up and start things. I want to see how much damage I can do against these people. I know I'm putting myself a little bit at risk by moving so far up really that quickly. I can do 50 damage. Monks have very powerful fists. Or I can kill this mage with one hit. It's a 95% chance. Let's go for it. One mage removed from the battlefield. That was worth it. Now, I'm not going to get attacked from that direction because of the dead body, so let's face this way. Here comes the Time Mage. She's moving out of the way. What is she casting, I wonder? Alright, let's see what's being cast here. Alright, Melioda will go, then Emeria. Delita does get to move before that spell goes off. She's casting Immobilize on the ground. It's only going to hit me. And I don't get to go before it goes off. That's not good. Hopefully it doesn't work. Meanwhile, Madison is catching a standard fire, and I don't know if she's casting it on Delita or on the ground by Delita. Either way, I need to move Christian out of there before it goes off. I'm going to heal Delita and then move out of there. Okay. Let's continue. Delita's moving up, so if the spell's going to go off on him, well, it'll hit that mage, based on where he is. Melioda's moving back. And Maria, one of their knights, is moving up to attack Ramza. That's fine. Alright, now one of my knights can move forward and begin attacking. I believe we can attack within 2 distance. This will be a height of 7, that's at a height of 9. Let's get up there and try to attack. It's only an 87% chance, but let's do our best. We did it. We hurt that knight. And we're going to face this way. Meanwhile, my other knight... let's see... I can move in next to that mage and hurt them. Maybe we can stop them from casting in the first place. Absolutely. That fire spell will never go off. Fantastic. Now, let's go ahead and have our chemist throw a potion at Delita, because I believe he's really the only one that's been hurt in this. He's down to 18 hit points. Ramza has taken some damage, but not that much. And we'll have her just continue waiting here. Immobilize is going off, though, and this is probably going to be bad for Ramza. He's been immobilized. Oh, no. I think that means he can still act. He just can't move. Alright, my white mage. Now, let's see. I think Antidote only affects poison. This affects silence. Yeah, so I don't have anything to specifically affect the immobilized status. But that's okay. Let's go ahead and cast regular cure here. Oh, it's out of range. Let's move him over a little bit. I'm going to cast it on the ground. Oh, that won't work. What if I cast it here? Yeah, it'll only affect Ramza and that dead body, the space that dead body's in. Let's cure Ramza. We'll attack the unit, so it affects Ramza. Yeah, so I can still act, I just can't move. But one thing I could do is, I could use Solve on myself. That removes blind, silence, and poison, not immobilize, unfortunately. That's fine. We'll just use Tailwind on ourselves while we wait to be healed. And we'll face that knight that way. Okay, our Time Mage is moving up again, and she's going to cast something on us again. Immobilize again, and it went off immediately. It missed Delita, but it immobilized my knight, unfortunately. And that's bad, because knights are really strong. They are... The one advantage of knights is they're really powerful physically. They have really good physical attacks. Alright, for now, there's not much this chemist can do, but I would like her to keep getting job points. Let's see if there's anybody who's less than 100% healed here. Okay, we could throw another potion at Delita. I want to get her strong enough that I can turn her into a black mage. And then she can be an offensive powerhouse eventually. Alright, Delita's moving up to take out this Time Mage finally for us. Delita's still a squire, though, so he doesn't have a real strong physical attack. Squires are a pretty versatile class, but they're not that powerful physically. They're really only good for the very beginning of the game. Although they have a lot of abilities that it is worth learning before you switch over. Let's go after this Time Mage. She's causing us a lot of hassle. She's almost dead now. And we will face... sorry. Let's go... Yeah, face that way. That's perfect. Can't really do much of anything. I'm just stuck here. What I can do is I can use a potion on myself, since I'm at less than 100% health, and at least get some experience out of it. And gain a job level in doing so. Okay, Ramza still can't move. However, I can throw a stone at this Time Mage and maybe finish her off. There we go. That way they can't continue to do those status effects to us. Ooh, my knight executed a very effective counter tackle. Alright, if I want to use Cure, it'll go off first before Meliuda gets a chance to go. If I want to do the more powerful Cura, Meliuda goes first and probably kills off that knight. So let's use the regular Cure. We'll use it... If I put it here, it's going to heal that enemy knight. So let's move a little closer. Right there. And put it here where this dead body is. That way it'll affect all the squares around us, but it won't affect any enemies. And we'll just target the tile. That'll give that knight a fighting chance to survive Meliuda's attack that's about to come. It only restored 15 hit points, but she is attacking him head-on, so maybe it won't work. And he's down, unfortunately. But Immobilize just wore off. Let's move our chemist. Let's start moving her up so she can eventually resurrect our friend there. I don't think he's close enough to... she can't actually... okay, she can't use Phoenix Downs. It'll have to be a job for our white mage. Let's see if there's anyone else that we can use a potion on. Not right now, except for... nobody. Okay, so she'll have to wait till next turn. I'm going to move Ramza in and begin attacking this other knight here. Oh, it was blocked. That's another advantage of knights. Because they carry shields, they can often evade attacks entirely. Knights are a very powerful class. Especially at this part of the game, you know, in the early to mid game. This knight still can't move, unfortunately. There's really nothing he can do but wait. But Immobilize finally wore off for him. Alright, she moved out of the way, which lets Melioda move up. He has 47 hit points left. I can resurrect this guy if I want to next turn, but I know he's going to get immediately hit by Melioda, who goes next. So instead, I'm going to have him move behind Ramza, and we'll give Ramza a potion. Actually, I'm sorry, Ramza's at full health. I misunderstood what was happening. I'll give myself a potion then, sorry. And next turn we'll go resurrect our friend. This forces Melioda to either attack Delita or Ramza. And she's going after Delita, and she missed. Fantastic. Everybody except Delita has full hit points, so we'll use a potion on Delita. She's not quite close enough, so we'll have to move her up a little bit. Remember, the objective here is to keep leveling her up so she can become a black mage. Alright, Ramza. What can you do? Let's start attacking Melioda. Got 50 of her hit points gone. But wow, what a counterattack. And I will move up here. Treasure chest appeared. Alright, so this knight can use Phoenix Downs. Move him up, take the treasure chest. Obtain the Thunder Rod, that's useful for mages. We'll use a Phoenix Down, and we'll resurrect our friend before he vanishes forever. As for Delita, he's going to go attack this other knight. There's 3 knights left at this point. Oh, she's going after my chemist. That's okay, though. She's still alright. Okay, now as for my knight who got so badly hurt. Let's bring it around here. I just want to see this. If I bring him over here, he can attack this knight directly and take out a bunch of her health. Then Ramza gets to go after that. Then Jelian, who's her. So I can move Ramza in and block him in and save him. Let's do that. Alright, you move here. $36 hit points gone. And you keep facing her. Meanwhile, Ramza will move in next to him to stop Melioda from coming in and attacking him from the side. And while we're here, I could use Chant to give that knight some health back. But I'm going to Tailwind instead. I'd like to see if Ramza can get another chance to go before Melioda goes. And because she attacked head-on, Jellion missed and got killed by the counterattack. Perfect. Alright, now that knight's perfectly safe. No one can hit him where he is. Alright, as for my white mage, we have 2 enemies left. Let's bring him up here and heal our chemist there. We'll go ahead and use an item because it's going to be quicker and do more healing than Cure would. I mustn't fall. Our struggle is not yet won. She's moving in. Attacking Ramza directly and did a hell of a hit on him. But we responded with a counter tackle for 40 points. That's good. Okay, he's not fully healed, so let's go ahead and use a potion on the white mage. She gained a level and a job level. Perfect. And she'll remain where she is. Why this struggle? To what purpose do you fight? Have we wronged you? Have we somehow made you to suffer? I do not understand what fuels your hatred. Ramza is so sheltered, so naive, unfortunately. And on the one hand, you can see that maybe he is somewhat blameless, but on the other hand, he's part of this system, and the fact that he is so naive about it, he really is maybe he is to blame. He should know better. It's enough that you can stand before me in ignorance of the misdeeds done us. You may not see the world beyond your high walls, but that does not mean they mark its boundaries. It may well be you've done no wrong. It is your place in the world that drives my hatred on. You bear the name Beowulf, and that name is my enemy. Alright, as for Ramza, I will try to attack her. We'll see if we can finish this battle off with one last hit. She will counter if I fail. And that probably will kill Ramza. Nope, we won. Forgive me, brother. And that is the end of Melyuda. Why? Why must it end like this? What am I doing? What have I become? The battle is won. But at what cost? Both Ramza and Delita, shaken by what they have seen and have taken part in. We gain 3,500 bonus coin, as well as 1,000 gills as a battle trophy, a silken robe, and more battle boots. Battle boots are always useful for every unit we might want to bring with us, extending the range of our movement. Alright, let's take a moment to look at our party roster now. Let's see if Ramza has gained any enough points to learn anything in the monk job. Okay, so that one that I was talking about that attacks from a really far distance is called Shockwave. It lets you attack from up to 8 spaces away, and that really is when the monk starts coming into its own. We cannot afford that yet, so let's hold off and buy something we can afford. Aura Blast can attack up to 3 spaces away. Still a really good ranged attack. Or we could use Pummel, which is a really powerful close range attack. You know, even more powerful than our current main attack. Cyclone lets us attack all the enemies in a circle around us if we get a bunch of enemies surrounding us. For now, I think we're going to pick between Pummel and Aura Blast. It's also worth noting the Purification is a good one for later. It removes all of these status ailments. We would not have had to worry about being immobilized with that. Another good one for later is Chakra. We can basically heal ourselves every turn as we walk around. Instead of using Tailwind, we just start chakraing and heal ourselves as we walk, if we're low on hit points. And lastly, there's a Revive ability. We can resurrect people as a monk. Monk is a very versatile class. That's going to have to wait, though. we're coming up on more battles, and I need to pick one of these. So I think I'm going to pick the Aura Blast. Get that ranged attack that Ramza does not currently have. Meanwhile, with other people, I just want to see if there was anything in Squire that we could have learned. And with that chemist doing things, did we gain any more points in chemistry? Nothing that we can really buy that's worth getting right now. Now, instead of counterattack, I could give this knight parry. It's basically lets us block the attack entirely. As opposed to what we currently have, which is counter tackle. Meanwhile, because Ramza's been using monk abilities, or been wandering around using things as a monk, he's gained some monk powers, even though he's not yet a monk. I don't think he's qualified to be a monk just yet. He might be. Yes, I could make this guy a monk if I wanted to, but I'm leaving him as a knight now because I want some powerful heavy hitters right now. We'll hold off on learning anything in the monk job just yet. Same thing for him. We'll hold off. We'll keep saving up to get those more powerful abilities. As for Francis, our white mage, he didn't get a whole lot of points last battle. Okay, but as for Jennifer, Christian, our chemist who joined us, she can become a black mage now. That's great. So let's give her fire and thunder, and we'll change her job to become a black mage and join us as a offensive spellcaster. Meanwhile, we can teach her the Phoenix Down ability so she can use it if need be. We'll leave her second ability as items. She won't be able to throw them, but that's okay. She doesn't have enough to learn counter tackle or any other reaction abilities. And I don't believe she has enough to learn move +1. Alright, let's make sure everybody that we're bringing to battle has the battle boots. Yes. Except for Delita, but that's fine. I don't worry about that too much. Alright, let's continue on our way to our next battle. We're trying to close in on Ziekten Fortress. So meanwhile, in what looks like a mill of some kind, perhaps a windmill, Wygraf is here again. Why have you kidnapped this girl? We had to take a hostage. There was no other way to escape. Then why not release her once you were clear of your pursuers? Do not tell me this madness has taken even you. I'm no Gustav, if that is your fear. Think, Wygraf. We've lost the greater part of our number, and the Northern Order draws upon us from all sides. She is of Beowulf blood. 100 swords, 1,000 could not buy our freedom with such ease. So we fly. What then? Know you some happy haven in which we may alight? If we flee, they win once more, as they have always won. We must make for our children a fairer future than the past you and I have known. They must not suffer as we do. The stone we cast might raise only the smallest of waves, but see how they crash upon the shore. Waves rich with our blood. Then you order us to our deaths? If by our deaths a single drop of noble blood should water the earth, they shall not be in vain. Foolishness! The only blood the earth will drink will be our own. The remainder of our forces should yet be safe in our fastness at Ziekten. We must rejoin them. Together we have the strength to strike. And if they're already dead? Meliuda, Slain? Impossible. The company which slew her must approach even now. Your orders, Commander. We quit this place at once. We shall make for our fastness at Ziegton. The girl will be left here, Gragoroth. The northern sky is upon us! They attack! They waste little time. I shall hold them off here. Gragoroth, you will take the others and make for Ziegton. I will run, yes, but I do not mean to die. And he turns to look at Tietra. I think he still means to bring her with him, as some sort of insurance policy. Alright, let's set up our squads here. Once again, we will bring our 2 knights. And it looks like we only have one more person to join in here. It's not letting us bring as many people as last time, so let's bring our white mage. It's not letting us bring the black mage along this time. We're at the Windflat Mill. Alright, I see a knight. I see a monk. A chocobo, another monk, and Wygraf. Your faces are known to me, but I did not know that you would one day kill my sister. Melioda deserved a better death. They did not even send proper knights to kill her. She was your sister. I am sorry. I will not flee before her murderers. I'll avenge Melioda's death or die in the trying. The objective, we have to defeat Wygraf. That's going to be easier said than done, however. Commence. Especially with only 5 of us. Alright, Ramza, we're going to begin off... So I want to show this Aura Blast. We can attack up to this far out in a radius and hit people that far away. For now, though, we're going to use our Tailwind and get a little faster. And we'll stay exactly where we are. Make them come to us. My sister! Tietra, you will set her free! Your sister? Then you are a Beowulf, yes? He is not! If it is a Beowulf you seek, address yourself to me! So, Grogoroth has erred. But surely the girl must hold some connection with House Beowulf. You draw no distinction between our house and those who deal with us? Should I? Well, it matters not. There was no question as to her release. We make no habit of holding hostages. But first, we've a score to settle. You will see her free, if you live to see aught at all. Delita's like, alright, have at it. Okay, Wygraf has Judgment Blade. He's not an ordinary knight. If we remember from the beginning of the game, from the very first mission with Agrias, before we went into this flashback, he's a similar sort of knight as she is. Oh, that did not go well for poor Delita. He's already dead. Fainted, I should say. But those are the only people with ranged attacks that I know of. I don't know about these monks. Nope, this one has a ranged attack. She has Aura Blast as well. As you can see, it can attack from a distance. Alright, let's move our knights in. We need to begin harassing this chocobo. Luckily, his counterattack was blocked, and we will face the monk there. Alright, I don't believe I can hit this chocobo. I can hit it from head on and perhaps finish it off. There'll be one less enemy to attack us. It's only an 85% chance to hit, but it's worth trying. And the chocobo is gone. That's good, because chocobos hit very hard. Because the body is there, we cannot be attacked from that direction, so I'll face it this way. Let's move him in and resurrect Delita so we have at least one more person on our side to tank hits. Somebody else for Ygraf to focus on except for us. Alright, and as for Ramza, I want to start attacking this monk here because she has a ranged attack. So my Aura Blast, it can also attack people just next to me. That's what I wanted to be sure of. That going this close won't be an issue. Because sometimes there are attacks that can attack people far away, but they can attack close up. That'll do 40 hit points, but there's only an 80% chance. Let's see what happens. And it did it. 40 hit points against that enemy. Now Delita's going to move up and hit that monk. But he's about to be downed again. Poor Delita. Unfortunately, counter tackle did not go off. And now Ygraf's going to attack my healer with North Swain Strike. My goodness. That was a powerful hit and it did critical damage. I think we may be about to lose my white mage. Alright, that monk is the biggest threat right there. And I don't have any way to hit her with this knight. So let's attack this monk instead. Actually, can I go after Ygraf? I can. I don't have very much chance of hitting him, though. However, I can resurrect my white mage. We don't want to risk losing him forever. Meanwhile, this knight... From 2 to 6, that's a good question. I don't believe I can hit from that high, from level 6. All the way down to 2. So it looks like the only thing I can do... Let's heal my mage. Give him a fighting chance to keep going. I'll move up here to keep blocking the enemy. Good, now it's my mage's turn. After the mage, Ramza gets to go again. Then a knight. Then that monk who doesn't have the ranged power. And then Ramza gets to go again. That's good, okay. I'm going to go ahead and use a potion on myself again. Heal myself fully. And then I'll move back out of the way. Alright, Ramza's turn. Let's see. I can attack that knight from behind, I believe. I believe 3 is enough of a range to hit. Actually, no, I'm going to come here, and I'm going to use my ranged attack to hit that monk. Let's Aura Blast her. 100% chance to hit. And the monk who's doing those ranged attacks is now dead. But that attracts the attention of this knight. That's fine. Ramza gets to go again. In just a minute. Oh, look at that. That was that pummel attack. But against a knight with a shield, it didn't do too much damage. It's hard to decide who to attack here. I could do damage against this knight or this monk. I figure the knights are good against the other knights. Let's go after this monk here. A straight-up attack from the side will do 50 damage out of her 67. I've already got her down to wounded there. But now Ygraf's turn, and he's going to keep going after my white mage. You know what? That's actually probably okay. Because he couldn't kill him with one hit, and he's avoiding the people who actually do damage. Who are about to, well, bring the fight to him. It's only 30 damage, but it's 30 that he's not going to get back. Meanwhile, this knight will go after the other knight. Only an 84% chance, but it worked. Meanwhile, what I'm going to do, my mage is just going to keep healing himself. I should have used a high potion, but that's okay. Let Wygraf keep attacking me if that's what he wants to do. We'll keep him running around the battlefield, and if he wants to be that foolish. Alright, the monk is gone. All that remains are 2 enemies. I'm going to move Ramza up over here, and we'll begin menacing Wygraf. Okay, he's going to attack my knight now. I think he recognizes the threat this time. It's a good place to move because now the only way to attack him is head on. Still, that's never stopped me before. He does have a counterattack though. Ooh, that was a rough attack. Meanwhile, my other knight will move in and try to menace this enemy knight. I should not have moved there. I should have moved next to her. Oh well, that's fine. Let's throw a high potion. Okay, I forgot I can't throw anymore. So we'll move in. We'll use a high potion on this knight here to give him back a bunch of health. And he gained a job level for that. We'll move Ramza in here to finish off this other knight to protect my knight who's hurt there. Okay, Wygraf is the only one left. I don't think we can lose this battle, but the question is whether we'll lose anybody else. Lay down your arms, Wygraf. What end will more death serve? What end did my sister's death serve? We did not set out to kill her. This quarrel need not be settled by the sword. Let us treat and persist not in this bloodshed. You see it not. The reason we hold fast to our steel. What advantage might I hope to enjoy at the treaty table? And who would set a seat for me there? You? Even if it were in your power, your brothers would never heed any agreement we might reach. My brothers do not want this fight. Set down your sword, Wygraf, and my brothers will treat with you. Ha! No spoony bard could spin a sweeter tale. You say your brothers do not want this fight? Tears, then, for the world you see is one beyond my weary sight. Wygraf recognizes how naive Ramza is. Ooh, this is gonna hurt. Oh, my poor knight. Alright, let's, this knight is very hurt. We're just gonna leave him where he is. Well, we'll go ahead and use a potion in order to get some more job points. And we'll move him up next to this almost, disappeared enemy. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and use a Phoenix down. We're almost out of them. On our knight friend here. He only got 1 hit point out of that. That's rough. But let's move our white mage out of the way. You would have me believe my brothers plotted war? Callow child! The hands that guide history's reins are ever black with blood. Think you Dicedog's hand more just? A new justice is born and dies on the lips of each man who would pronounce it. Do not mock my brothers! Ramza, you naive fool. So I don't know if Delita would have contributed to these conversations if he were still awake. I'm not sure if these scripted conversations continue if your character is KO'd or not. Either way, we've got quite a bunch to say for Ramza. And Ramza gets to go again because of his Tailwind. Notice he doesn't move very far as a monk. The monk does not have a super far movement radius. Now, if that knight gets a chance to go before he's attacked again, I will have him heal himself. Nope, he's about to die again. Oh, no. Ouch. But Wygraf has nowhere to go but to come closer. Alright, a crystal appeared, so let's move up and grab that. Let's see if we gain any abilities for that. I could gain the Monk Power Cyclone. Let's grab that for later. That knight will be able to use Cyclone once he changes jobs. Meanwhile, let's use a potion and heal ourselves, so that we can be ready to fight Wygraf soon. As for our mage here, same thing. Let's high potion our... no, regular potion will be enough. It'll get us pretty full. And we'll see how far I can move. I can move up close to that. So we'll wait one more turn. Let's move Ramza right up here. And we'll use our Aura Blast on Wygraf Folas. It missed. But the battle is joined. We'll grab that treasure chest real quick. Some ring mail. And I'm not fully healed, so we'll use one more potion. In the name of job points. Wygraf's going to probably attack Ramza this time. Yep. Youch! That's a rough hit. But my knight can move forward and lend his aid. I believe he's still in range of my Aura Blast. Let's see if it works this time. Nope, it missed again, so now we'll move Ramza away. Wait to be healed. And he gets to go again because of the martial arts. Because of his Tailwind. Let's Tailwind again. I should have checked the turn list and saw that he got to go twice in a row before moving away. That's okay, though. I need to move up close here so I can give a high potion to Ramza. Alright, I think Wygraf's probably going to attack this other knight now. Cleansing Strike. Yikes. Oh my goodness. He is a powerhouse. We need to resurrect our knight quickly or we're going to lose him. Or finish this battle. Only a 65% chance of hitting. But it finally hit. 40 damage. And he gets to go again. He's down to critical. You fight well, boy. Forgive me, Meluda, but there's too much left undone for me to lay down my life now. Wygraf, wait! Who do you think sent Gustav to kidnap Markielm Dor? It was none other than your lord brother Dysadarg, with Lord Zalbag's approval, to be sure. Absurd! Why would Dysadarg do such a thing? The lions vie for power in the void left by the king's death. I speak, of course, of Larg, the white lion, and Gultana, the black. Each hopes to learn who may be counted as friend and who is foe, but such things are not so easily read. Easier rid yourself of those whose loyalty is uncertain, and install others to rule in their stead. I fear Gustav, fool that he was, tired of our rebellion, and was taken in by the silver tongue of your dear brother Dysadarg. Lies! No Beowulf would do a thing so craven as this! Do not take my word for it. Judge their actions for yourself. Farewell, young Beowulf. And Wygraf runs away. Wygraf! Coward! You insult my name and flee in the same breath! Ramza does not want to hear that. The battle is won. We gained 3,500 gil in bonus, as well as a high potion as a battle trophy. Tietra! Tietra, where are you? She's not here. Where have they taken her? Wygraf's lied to us. Come, Delita, we must hurry to Ziekten. Tietra's there, I'm certain of it. Why? Why is this happening? Why, Ramza? Why Tietra? I'm sorry, Delita. It seems like Delita is facing a world where even his affiliation with the nobility is no shield against the dangers of the world, against the ugly truths that commoners face all the time. And it seems that Ramza is being faced with ugly truths that he's not really ready to hear it at all about his brothers and about, well, the larger conflicts that they're embroiled in, and the fact that that makes innocence, like the Marquis Elmdor, if you want to call him an innocent, or like Tietra, acceptable losses in their eyes. Ramza's not quite ready to hear those truths. I wonder if there'll be more of those as we continue onwards to a final confrontation at Ziekten Fortress. That's where we're going next, and that's what we'll be seeing next time. In our next episode, we are heading on to Ziekten Fortress in pursuit of the Corpse Brigade. I'll see you then.